Working on a 2012 Hyundai Sonata, and issue is that the horn doesn't work, the cruise control doesn't work, the trip buttons don't change anything. Occasionally these will work and occasionally these will work, but for the most part they don't. And I know the horn works because I've hooked it up and the horn works fine, but we don't have no controls here. So we're going to change out the clock spring, which is usually what fails for the control piece. So I'm going to disconnect the battery and let it sit. So the front of the car, go to the battery. We're going to disconnect the negative cable. Just got to make sure that the airbag discharges. There's a safety feature in the airbags to where it kind of holds pressure for a while, just to make sure if there's an emergency that it can still deploy. So we'll let that sit and we'll be back after a while. Alright, it's been sitting for like a half hour, so let's just get to it. Go get the airbag off. So on each side, get you some light. Can we get back there with this thing? Well, can't show you that one. I'll show you the next one. Oh my God, I'm gonna get dizzy. Anyway, I take a little screwdriver, I lock it in there, and just get her pretty straight. You're feeling for a little push button. There, it clicked. And that side came up a little bit. Show you better from this side. Behind the paddle shifter, you can see down there that shiny thing. That's what we're taking the tip of the screwdriver and just poking it in at. Let's see. There. Okay. There's one more on the bottom, which if we come underneath, you can see it's right here. Let's see which way does it go? There we go. And then this guy. Come out and we'll disconnect those items. I'll say before you go any further, make sure that your new connectors match up to the original ones. Okay. So we're going to disconnect this wire, unhook this harness, which you can see there, just clip it forward, and then these guys, get up under there with your fingernails, pop it up, pop it up. Alright, and then set this away from your face. Alright, before you go any farther, you need to mark the steering wheel location. So don't mark the nut because that's going to spin. It's not going to matter. It's not going to line up necessarily the same position. So can we get, I can't even get my fat Sharpie. Let me get another one. Maybe a skinny Sharpie. Oh, come on. You almost fits. Alright, good old trusty number 2 pencil. So I'm going to put a mark there and there. I'm going to put a mark over here. And here. And I'm going to make one down here. So 3 good points of reference should get you lined back up. Alright, so next we're going to take a 22 mil and take that off. Now, if you got a big fat impact, this works out well. Otherwise, get your ratchet out. There's the nut, and then there's a washer right back there. So grab my pick. If you had a magnet, you could use that, obviously, also. Alright, the pick was irritating me. Magnet works well. Alright, now the string wheel itself is ready to come off, so it's either going to be easy to come off or difficult to come off. Let's see. Stand by. Well, that's about where I can get you. Let's see. There we go. A couple of bops from the back, and she's off. Alright, now we just need to feed our wires. There's our connections. One-handed's kind of hard, so I'm going to try it this way. I'll try to disconnect that wiring harness there. Okay, that's through. And then this is what you're left here. Now we've got 1, 2, and a third screw down here that just need to come off with a Phillips or a 10 mil. Alright, screws are out. And then this guy needs to just pop apart. Alright, this takes a little bit of tugging. You can see where those clips are. Just need enough to break that free. Out of the way. Now I've got a few little clips you can see right there. Where's the new one? You can see on the new one the little hook right there. Gonna push down. And pull up on that one. Come on, you rascally rabbit. Okay, down here, got a connector. And down here, so this one right here, pull back on this latch to pull this one out. And then here's the new one. It's got the same terminals. Just line it up. Pop it in place. Oop. Let's try this another way. Maybe we'll put these on first. There, it snapped in. Now it won't reach over. Okay, so we'll take those back off. Listen, the struggle is real one-handed. Pull that guy back out. Okay, I fully seated that in there. And we're just gonna pop this guy back in here while squeezing on that. Move this one in. Okay, everything's in place. All right, now we pull out that pin there that holds it aligned. Let's put it back together. So, gotta get these guys back in place. Bottom one. See all these little notches that line up? So, just gonna make all those line up and put them back in. Alright, so that just pops in. Then you get your screws, throw a couple of them, put these guys back in their spots. Up here, and down here. Alright, we're gonna put this back in. So we're gonna feed our cables through the steering wheel. See if I can set you up here or not. And this is where we've got to align our pencil marks up with what we put on the shaft there. Turn my headlight off. Alright, so I'm comfortable with that. Plug that piece back in. Now we put our washer on. And our lock nut. We'll zip that on. Ugga-duggas. However many ugga-duggas that is. Alright, so now let's hook this thing back up again, but there's not a good way for me to really hold the camera and this thing, so we'll do the best I can. Just matching colors. Just matching colors. So it just takes a bit of force to get them put into their slot, make sure they're flat, and then you can push your safety tabs down. Come on, China. Okay, just gotta get a good leverage behind it and push it in. Alright, so then we'll just harness our wire back in there. And then we'll roll this guy over and get it plugged back in. So when you go to close it in, just make sure you keep this wire out of the way of going inside that hole for the horn and the airbag. Now we're just going to line it up and make sure our wires are clear. It should snap in to place. Alright, let's connect the battery. Alright, so before I even turn the car on, we should have full power. So the horn should work. And it does. Cool. Check the other features. So radio controls, yes. Let's start it up. Does cruise control work? On, off, yes it does. It did not work before. Does the trip work? Yes it does. It did not before. Okay, well, that's a full walkthrough on this one. Everything seems to be functioning now when it did not before. So I hope to help you out, and I'll put a link to the part down below. Thanks.